Hey guys, another day, right? I've been thinking. I don't know why this show's been in my head. Do you remember the Nickelodeon show, The Mystery Files of Shelby Woo? I was thinking about it for days, and man, I remember having that guy from Karate Kid, Pat Morita. I've just been trying to remember like any specific episodes, but I can't. I'm looking back at it. That Asian actress though, like she's dang cute, and that was back though when I was more into my own race, you know. She was looking like the original Yellow Ranger, and then that made me remember it sucks how the Yellow Ranger died. Though again, she was no Pink Ranger. She was still like a hot chick to stare at, you know, when I was a boy coming of age. I was also reminiscing about how the grocery store, or at least mine, had a video game rental shop in it and like a photo lab, you know. Man, that shit seems like so long ago, right? It could be a kid running to the grocery store fucking barefoot without any parents and like $7 or $10 and rent Fester's Quest for the NES, but never beat it because I didn't know what the fuck to do in that game, and I would just rent it because it was the only one there. I thought that was worth renting. I'm talking about the man in the mirror. Oh yeah, I'm asking him to change his ways. Don't it down, but in a minute. I was watching on YouTube different like intervention videos, right? You know, I don't know, I like watching videos like that, like hoarders intervention, because they just make me feel better about myself. And I don't know, just seeing those people rowdy, addicted to alcohol and drugs and shit, it got me wondering about when people you know get assigned to like rehab and probation. And I was thinking like there's a whole a whole section where people get assigned for anger management, right? Like that's such a weird specific emotion to need to be counseled for. Like I would think being unable to control your anger, you would just, you know, get some bipolar medication and of course, you know, therapy too. But it's weird to just be sentenced to that. Oh, you're you're angry all the time. You need to be having managed, you know. So weird. I know there was a point where I was taking some medication, and dude, I honestly like that shit. Like they said, it would fuck with like your emotions, right? Like it would make you more risque. Not risque, but like more, you would take risks, you know. And I remember like wanting to gamble a lot, and then also like get a lot of women's OnlyFans. Like it made me very, like, I wouldn't say horny, but I wanted to like speak to women like that, you know. And then also it made me want to like buy a lot of lottery tickets. It's very strange. But I know there was also a point during that where I couldn't control my anger. Like I'm pretty sure there was this one time I told my boss at the grocery store job like a lot of shit in front of everyone, and all the employees just like tripped out, you know. Luckily it wasn't on the sales floor. It was like in the back room, but it was like, why was he so fucking mad, you know? And yeah, I just didn't care. It was crazy like looking back at it now that I was like, oh shit, I just told him off, you know. Man, manager's a pussy though. He literally was like a jellyfish, no fucking backbone. Oh well though, right? I'm sure we all have our moments, you know. I don't know if y'all ever told your bosses shit, being like Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, fucking giving Vince McMahon the stunner and stomping a mud hole on his ass and shit. Can of whoop ass. Oh, give me a hell yeah. Fucking hitting him straight in the fucking head with a chair shot. Just the one thing I miss about the old WWF in this bullshit PG era of WWE wrestling. Y'all remember like the Attitude Era, right, where they would smack the living shit out of each other's heads and faces and chairs, you know, fucking tear their heads open and fucking bleed like everywhere, you know. I also miss the brawl and panty matches. It's just so ridiculous, but so fucking great, you know. There's that one I Quit match with The Rock and Mankind, where Mankind's like actual family was in the crowd, like not ringside in the crowd, you know. And The Rock had handcuffed Mankind where his hands were behind his back, right? He kept hitting him in the head with like direct chair shots. I swear to you, like probably 6 to 10 to 15 times. And dude, his children are there fucking crying. His wife's fucking like shielding their eyes. Like he's just being tortured, you know. And dude, even like the commentary, you had Jerry the King Lawler, who was like the heel commentator. He was talking shit about Mankind the whole match, and he was like, okay, Rock, I think he's had enough. You should probably stop that. It's just like, Dude, if y'all get a chance, I don't know if y'all into wrestling, but look up The Rock versus Mankind, the I Quit match. And goddamn, I'm surprised Mankind is still even like his brain's even sentient at this point in his life, you know. And to think, Chris Benoit did like the diving headbutt all the time, all rowdy to his opponents, and a mixture of that fucked up concussions and brain damage and roid rage made him kill his wife and fucking kid. But he was a fucking good worker, damn it. Nah, Benoit was a shit as a wrestler, but of course, he wasn't the best human being. But hey, you know, we've all made mistakes, am I right? I'm sure if you asked Dana White, though, he'd tell you Chris Benoit might have had a good reason for it. The Rabid Wolverine, the Canadian Crippler, man, rest in peace. Dude, did y'all see Putin order a 36-hour ceasefire for the Christmas holiday? Maybe he was visited by three ghosts or something, right? I don't know. Is that kind of a good joke? What would the ghosts be? Like Stalin, Joseph Mengele and Hitler. They told him like the error of their ways. Either that or I don't know. They told him like, hey, pretend to have a moment of peace and just get those nukes ready. Fucking bide your time, Putin. Or maybe he just had a tummy ache from eating too many Ritz crackers. Aw, Putin, did you get a tummy ache from eating too many Ritz crackers? Speaking of eating, did y'all see Cardi B getting upset about inflation prices? Complaining about, I don't know, buying heads of lettuce and shit. You crazy bitch. Like, look, girl, like, you have this fake ass hair, your fake ass nails all done all the fucking time with your makeup. You talk to my people about how bad inflation is. And by my people, I mean the poor people that we are. I don't mean like the race in general. I don't want to call this a racial thing, us people, the ones that share our Netflix passwords and our Spotify premium accounts with each other and just trying to fucking make it without having to worry about, like our paychecks, and you're just there worrying about keeping your pussy wet, which you should really look into. It's you saying it's wet all the time. You might like get dehydrated from all that moisture coming from you at all times. I mean, I'm sure it's healthy to have like a moist, constantly wet ass pussy, but you should be sure to give yourself like enough fluids to cover it. That's basic science or basic health, or I don't know, a basic bitch. I'm just a basic bitch. It's Britney, bitch. Oh boy, did you see I saw like Britney Spears' latest video. And the way she looks when she's dancing, like, she looks so awkward. She looks like one of those aliens from the Men in Black series, the ones that are like always drinking coffee and smoking cigarettes, and they're those comedic relief. They're like, hey Jay, hey K, Jay, K. I can't really do the voice. Whatever. Poor Britney, man. Like, why did y'all want to free her so badly? Like, that's like seeing a whale at SeaWorld, and you're like, oh, it's in captivity, but I mean, it's taken care of, and then like wanting to set it free from the captivity, but now it's in the ocean, and there's like all these other worries and things to threaten it, out there, and you're not taking care of it anymore. Like, dude, like it was being taken care of at SeaWorld. What's wrong with you, Like, think of Britney as that killer whale. Like, y'all sentence her to this horrible existence of her trying to get through life by herself when she is not used to that whatsoever. She's not used to taking care of herself. But again, y'all don't care about these things because they're not trending or they don't have hashtags behind them. Not y'all, the listeners. I like y'all. I mean, y'all, the sick human beings on this planet. And speaking of sick human beings, there's a major sickness going around. Have you heard of it? Called obesity. As a man that is also the definition of being obese, I can say that, yeah, it's something I am ashamed of. I wish I could work on it, but I do have these other problems going through my mind at the moment with the medications I take, not helping me in the process of losing weight, right? But for people now to consider the word obese like offensive on the same level as maybe even calling a black person the N-word, is saying that as, taking it as an insult by a doctor or a medical person is just ridiculous, or even just your family member trying to kind of take care of you. I hate that it's going the way of the word retard, which, it's a fun word to say, and it was a scientific term as well at a point, right? How can the liberals that want so much freedom in how they are represented and what pronouns and genders they go by also want to ban the use of certain words that are based on science and fact and above all else logic, you know? God, dude, I'm a sick man, and how mental illness, you know, and my friends have this sick-minded stuff, you know. I don't know. I'm a sick man, you know. What do I know? I'm just a man still learning how to fall, right? Skinny, sweaty man in a great suit, yeah. Man, I'm such a sick man. But yeah, that's it for today, guys. You know, again, the Patreon is up, patreon.com/Lorenzo Ariola. And I'd like to shout out the first members of it. I really appreciate it. John, Adam, Caleb, Fred, Ian Hawk, Joe, and Cody. Thank you all for your support. I hope to live up to my expectations of entertaining you and being a piece of shit. And all you listeners, tell me in the comments or however you want to tell me. Have y'all ever flipped at work to your boss? You know, flipped on him and told shit to him or any of the customers? I remember shit. There was one time at the Home Depot I was working at, right? I had this guy and we were bringing something down with a step ladder, and the customer walks by us, right, while I'm on the top of the steps, and the customer tells me, "Wow, you're really moving up in the company, huh?" And I said, "What do you mean?" And the customer says, "Well, because you're high up on that ladder." And I'm like, "Okay, I guess." And the customer walked off super mad, and my coworker was like, "Dude, why didn't you laugh at his joke?" And I tell my coworker, because it wasn't funny. Like, that's why. Like, why are you? I'm not gonna force myself to laugh. I don't get paid to laugh at your jokes, you stupid customer. So yeah, tell me when you've been pissed off by people at work. You know, I'm sure it happens all the time. Also, tell me, I don't know, old memories you used to have of your old video stores or grocery stores that aren't around anymore. I do miss like Kmart. There was a Super S. I don't know if that was a Texas thing in my hometown. So those are always places I would go, like by myself as a child, barefoot. You know, like now you can't do that anymore. Fuck no. And tell me what you think of the word obese. Is it a bad word? Because if it is officially a bad word now, I've lost all hope for humanity. Let's just get rid of this world and move to Mars and try again over there, right? You know, I don't know. Maybe the gravity will help obese people feel less fat. But I have to say, the truth is, I'm an Earth baby. You know, like I was born on Earth, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna just stay and die on Earth. So yeah, I'm not going to the new world. Sorry. But yeah, I want to thank y'all for listening, and you know, stay safe. Bye.